In the lore of the Pacific, Maui's name echoes through 4,000 miles of ocean, carried by the whispers of countless islands. Tonight, we unveil a chapter of his story that has remained hidden in the depths of time, a tale of darkness born from the pursuit of light. Close your eyes and let the gentle waves of storytelling wash over you. As we recount Maui's fateful journey to the underworld, you'll find yourself drifting into a realm where myths come alive and sleep beckons with a promise of adventure. Before we begin, let's set the stage with some deep breathing and progressive muscle relaxation. Close your eyes if you're comfortable and take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a bit, then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this with me. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. Now, make a fist with your fingers and hand and hold them, all while taking a deep breath in, holding, and release and relax your fingers as you exhale. Let's do this again. Breathe in and clench. Hold, and then exhale and release. Now, do the same with your biceps. Breathe in and tense your biceps. Hold, and exhale and release your biceps. Let's repeat that. So breathe in and tense. Hold, and then exhale and relax. We'll do this one more time, but this time with our shoulders. So breathe in while tensing your shoulders. Hold, then exhale and relax. Guess what? One more time. Breathe in and tense your shoulders. Hold, and exhale and relax. All right, let's start the story. A baby's cry pierces the air, barely audible above the crashing waves. Tiny fists reach out, grasping at nothing but salty sea spray. This is Maui, a newborn cast adrift on the vast ocean, his beginnings as turbulent as the waters that surround him. The ocean stretches endlessly in every direction, a blue expanse that seems to swallow the sky. Maui's cries grow weaker as the relentless sun beats down upon his fragile form. Schools of fish dart beneath the surface, curious about this strange new arrival in their domain. Seabirds wheel overhead, their calls a mournful chorus that accompanies the child's journey. As night falls, the stars emerge one by one, twinkling like distant beacons of hope. The moon casts a silvery path across the water, illuminating Maui's tiny vessel. It's then that the gods take notice of the abandoned child. The deities work in harmony to guide Maui to safety. Tane whispers to the wind, urging it to steer the child towards land. Tangaroa calms the waves, creating a gentle current. Tawirmate breathes cool air to soothe the infant's sunburnt skin, while Maui Tiki Tiki Ataranga distracts hungry sea creatures with playful allusions. As dawn breaks on the seventh day, a new sound mingles with the overlapping waves, the distant call of gulls announcing nearby land. Maui's craft approaches a lush, green shore, guided by unseen hands. The beach seems to reach out, welcoming the child with a gentle slope of golden sand. Hina, goddess of the moon, descends from the heavens in a shimmering mist. She lifts Maui from his makeshift cradle, cradling him in arms that glow with soft, ethereal light. The goddess gazes upon the child, censoring the spark of divinity within him. With a smile, she decides to raise Maui as her own, knowing that his destiny lies far beyond mortal realms. As Henna ascends back to the celestial plane with Maui in her arms, the other gods gather around, curious about this child who has captured their attention. They see in him the potential for greatness, a bridge between the mortal world and their divine realm. And so begins Maui's extraordinary childhood among the gods. Each deity takes an interest in the young boy, eager to impart their wisdom and skills. They teach him the secrets of nature, the ways of the elements, and the art of cunning. Maui grows strong and clever under their tutelage, his divine potential blossoming. Yet a part of him always remembers the vast ocean that first cradled him, and the connection he feels to the world of humans far below. As he learns and plays among the clouds, a seed of curiosity takes root in his heart, a desire to one day explore the lands and peoples he can see from his celestial home. Maui's extraordinary childhood in the realm of the gods shapes him in profound ways. As he learns to harness divine powers, a question begins to form in his mind. Where does he truly belong? The young demigod's days are filled with awe-inspiring lessons from the deities who have taken him under their wings. He learns to coax seedlings from barren earth, to calm stormy waters, and to command the winds. With each passing day, Maui's powers grow stronger, but so does his curiosity about the world below. Maui Tikitikiataranga, the trickster god, nurtures Maui's mischievous side, teaching him the art of shapeshifting. Soon, Maui uses his newfound abilities to play harmless pranks on the other gods, his giggles echoing through the heavens. As he grows, Maui finds himself caught between two worlds. He possesses the power of a god, but feels drawn to the mortal realm he can see far below. He sneaks away from his lessons to watch humans from afar, fascinated by their resilience in the face of hardship. One day, Maui's concern for humanity leads him to an act that will forever change his destiny. Noticing a group of fishermen struggling to catch enough food for their village, he transforms into a great fish and gathers schools into their nets, ensuring a bountiful catch. As he rises back to the surface, he hears the joyous cheers of the villagers and feels a warmth spread through his chest. Returning to the realm of gods, Maui finds the deities gathered around him, their expressions a mix of pride and concern. Henna steps forward, her moonlit fingers tracing a pattern on Maui's skin. To his amazement, a magical tattoo appears, commemorating his first legendary feat. This act marks a turning point for Maui. He realizes that his unique position as both divine and mortal-born gives him the power to bridge the gap between the two realms. As he gazes down at the humans he helped, a new desire takes root in his heart, a burning wish to continue aiding humanity, to use his godly powers for the benefit of those who struggle far below. Maui perches on a cloud, his gaze fixed on the humans below. They huddle together, shivering in the darkness, their breath forming small clouds in the cold night air. A twinge of empathy stirs in his chest as he observes their struggle. Fire, he realizes, is the missing piece. The mortals lack the comfort and protection that only flame can provide. But fire is a closely guarded secret of the gods, a power they've never shared with the world below. Under the cover of night, Maui sneaks into the realm of Mahuka, the fire goddess. Her domain glows with an otherworldly light, heat radiating from every surface. Maui's heart races as he creeps closer to the source of the fire, a magnificent brazier that burns with an eternal flame. He reaches out, his fingers trembling as they near the flickering light. Just as he's about to grasp a small flame, a gust of wind alerts Mahuka to his presence. The fire goddess turns, her eyes blazing with fury. Maui quickly transforms into a hawk, soaring out of reach as Mahuka's angry shouts echo behind him. Undeterred, Maui devises a new plan. He returns the next night, this time disguised as a mortal seeking warmth. Mahuka, known for her occasional kindness, takes pity on him and allows him to warm his hands by her fire. As she turns away, Maui swiftly plucks a small flame and hides it in a hollowed-out stick. His heart pounding, Maui makes his escape. But the journey back to the human world is treacherous. Wind and rain threaten to extinguish his precious cargo. Maui cups his hands around the stick, shielding the tiny flame with his body as he races through the sky. Finally, Maui descends to Earth, cradling the stick containing fire. The humans gather around him, curious and wary. With a gentle breath, Maui coaxes the flame to life, and gasps of wonder fill the air. The fire grows, casting a warm glow over the awestruck faces of the mortals. Maui shows them how to tend the flame, how to use it for warmth and light. He teaches them to cook their food and craft tools with its heat. The human's eyes shine with gratitude, and a sense of accomplishment washes over him. As dawn breaks, Maui returns to the celestial realm. The air feels charged with an unspoken tension, and he can sense the disapproval of the other gods. Maui's theft of fire sets in motion a chain of events that will reshape the balance between gods and mortals, leading to unforeseen consequences that threaten to plunge the world into eternal darkness. Maui watches from above as farmers rush to tend their crops. Fishermen hurry to bring in their catch, and weavers scramble to finish their baskets before the light fades. He feels their frustration as the sun speeds overhead without a care for their needs. Maui's brow furrows as he considers the problem, his mind racing with possible solutions. A plan begins to form in Maui's mind, audacious and risky. He will catch the sun itself, forcing it to slow its journey across the sky. The very thought makes his heart race with excitement and trepidation. Maui prepares for his daring feat. He gathers strong ropes made from the fibers of the coconut husk, weaving them to a lasso of incredible strength and length. His fingers work deftly, remembering the lessons from long ago. As he works, he infuses the rope with his own energy, hoping it will be enough to hold the mighty sun. As dawn approaches, Maui begins his journey. He transforms into a giant hawk, his powerful wings carrying him higher and higher into the sky. The air grows thin and cold, but Maui presses on, his determination unwavering. He soars towards the eastern horizon, where he knows the sun will soon make its appearance. The first rays of sunlight begin to paint the sky in hues of pink and gold. Maui's heart pounds as he sees the fiery orb peeking over the edge of the world. He readies his lasso, the rope coiled and waiting. The sun rises higher, its heat intensifying with each passing moment. Maui feels sweat beading on his brow, but he remains focused on his target. With a mighty throw, Maui casts his lasso towards the sun. The rope sails through the air, glowing with energy. For a heart-stopping moment, it seems the lasso will fall short. But then, miraculously, it catches hold. The sun bucks and fights, its flames lashing out angrily. Maui plants his feet firmly on a cloud, using all of his strength to hold on. A great battle ensues between demigod and celestial body. Maui pulls with all his might, his muscles straining against the sun's relentless power. Slowly, gradually, the sun's frantic race begins to slow. Exhausted but triumphant, Maui secures his end of the rope to the sturdiest cloud he can find. The sun, now moving at a more leisurely pace, spreads its warmth and light evenly across the land below. Maui looks down at the world of humans, a smile spreading across his face as he sees them basking in the extended daylight. Maui stands at the edge of his canoe, gazing out at the vast ocean. The endless blue stretches as far as the eye can see. He feels the gentle rocking of the waves beneath him as an idea takes shape in his mind. With a deep breath, Maui begins to swing his magical fishhook in a wide arc. He chants softly, calling upon the power of the gods who raised him. The hook glows with an otherworldly light as it cuts through the air. With a mighty heave, Maui casts his line into the depths. At first, nothing happens. The ocean remains calm and still. Maui waits patiently, feeling the warmth of the sun on his back. Suddenly, he feels a tug on the line. It's faint at first, but grows stronger with each passing moment. Maui plants his feet firmly and begins to pull. The struggle is immense. Sweat beads on Maui's brow as he strains against the weight. The magical fishhook creaks and groans, testing the limits of its divine craftsmanship. Maui grits his teeth, refusing to give up. As he pulls, the water begins to churn. Bubbles rise to the surface, growing larger and more numerous. The sea around the canoe starts to froth and foam. Maui can feel something massive rising from the depths. His arms ache with the effort, but excitement builds in his chest. With a final Herculean effort, Maui gives one last mighty pull. The ocean seems to split apart as something enormous breaks the surface. Water cascades down rocky slopes as a mountain peak emerges from the sea. Maui watches in awe as more land rises, creating beaches, valleys, and forests before his eyes. The newly formed island steams in the sunlight, volcanic rocks cooling as they meet the air for the first time. Maui marvels at the raw beauty of his creation. He can already imagine the lush vegetation that will soon cover its slope and the birds that will make their homes in its trees. Filled with renewed energy, Maui casts his line again and again. Each time he pulls up new islands from the depths of the ocean. Some are large and mountainous, while others are small coral atolls ringed by white sand beaches. With each new landmass, Maui feels a sense of pride and accomplishment. As the sun begins to set, Maui looks out over his handiwork. Where once there was only open ocean, now a scattering of islands dot the horizon. He smiles, knowing that he has forever changed the landscape of the Pacific. These new lands will provide homes and opportunities for generations to come. With a contented sigh, Maui guides his canoe back to the nearest village. The gentle lapping of waves against the hull and the soft glow of the setting sun fill him with a sense of peace. He closes his eyes for a moment, savoring the satisfaction of a job well done. Maui stands on the shores of his newly created islands, a frown creasing his brow. The humans wander among the tall, bare palm trees, their faces etched with confusion. These pristine lands lack the nourishing fruits and plants the people need to thrive. A whisper of an idea forms in Maui's mind. He's heard tales of a magical fruit hidden in the realm of the underworld, guarded by a fierce eel god. With determination, Maui gathers his magical fishhook and a small canoe, setting off under the cover of night. The stars guide his path as he sails towards the horizon. As dawn breaks, Maui reaches the entrance to the underworld. A dark cave looms before him, the air thick with mist and the scent of damp earth. He takes a deep breath and steps into the shadows. The underworld is a place of eerie beauty. Glowing fungi line the cavern walls, casting a soft blue light over underground rivers and fields of strange, pale plants. Maui moves quietly, his senses alert for any sign of the eel god or its precious fruit. A low, undulating hiss echoes through the tunnels, growing louder with each step. Maui rounds a corner and comes face to face with the eel god, its long body coiled around a tree bearing golden fruit. The ill god's eyes narrow as it spots Maui. "Why have you come to my domain, demigod?" it asks, its voice a sibilant whisper. Maui explains his quest to help the humans above. The ill god laughs. "You seek to steal my treasure," it says, "but you do not understand its true value. This fruit is not meant for the world above." Maui proposes a challenge to the ill god, a test of wit and strength. If Maui wins, he will take the fruit to the surface. If he loses, he will remain in the underworld forever. The ill god agrees, its eyes glinting with amusement. What follows is a battle of riddles and feats of strength that lasts for days. Maui's cleverness is pushed to its limit, but in the end, he emerges victorious. True to its word, the ill god allows Maui to take the fruit. But as the demigod reaches for it, the eel transforms. In a moment, Maui finds himself holding not a golden fruit, but a rough brown nut encased in a fibrous husk. Maui returns to the surface world, cradling his strange prize. Though initially puzzled, he soon discovers the incredible versatility of this gift. The coconut provides food, drink, oil, and materials for crafting. As Maui watches the humans learn to use the coconut, he smiles. This adventure may be over, but he knows there are still many ways he can help humanity. With renewed purpose, he sets his sights on the horizon, ready for whatever challenges come next. Maui's incredible feats spread across the islands, each tale growing more fantastic with every retelling. On one island, people spoke of how he pulled land from the sea with a magical fishhook. Another island story told of Maui slowing the sun's journey, giving people more daylight. As his legend grew, so did the embellishments. Some said he was as tall as a mountain, while others claimed he could control the winds with a whisper. Sitting on a quiet beach at night, Maui watched the stars reflect on the gentle waves. He thought about how his actions had changed so many lives. The fire he brought still burned in every home, keeping people warm and safe. The islands he fished from, the sea, now housed thousands. Yet, with each new story, his deeds became more removed from the truth. Maui's heart felt heavy with the weight of expectation. He heard whispers of people calling him a savior, a god among men. Some even left offerings on the shore, hoping for his favor. He ran his fingers through the sand, remembering the simple joy of helping others without thought or reward. As dawn broke, painting the sky in soft pinks and golds, Maui made a decision. He couldn't control how others told his story, but he could give them new tales to tell. He stood, stretching his arms wide, feeling the first warm rays of the sun on his skin. A smile played on his lips as he considered his next move. Maui knew that to truly live up to his growing legend, he must attempt something greater than ever before. His mind turned to an old story he once heard, whispered among the gods. A tale of a heart that held the power of creation itself. The mere thought sent a shiver of excitement down his spine. As he began to plan his most daring quest yet, Maui felt a renewed sense of purpose. This journey would be for the pure challenge of it, and perhaps it would bring an even greater gift to the people he had grown to love. Maui stands on the shore, his magical fishhook in hand. The legend of Te Fiti, the mother island, plays in his mind. He imagines the lush paradise surrounding her, the sweet fragrance of tropical flowers, the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze. As night falls, Maui prepares for his journey. He gathers provisions and charts a course using the stars as his guide. His canoe waits at the water's edge, sturdy and swift. Maui's heart races with a mixture of excitement and apprehension as he loads his supplies. Setting sail under the cover of darkness, Maui navigates through treacherous waters. The ocean grows more aggressive with each passing mile, as if sensing his intentions. Maui grips his oar tightly, his muscles straining against the powerful currents. After days of challenging travel, a green glow appears on the horizon. Te Fiti's island rises from the mist, a verdant paradise teeming with life. Maui guides his canoe to a hidden cove, concealing it among the rocks and dense foliage. Moving silently through the lush forest, Maui's senses are on high alert. The air hums with energy, and he feels a gentle warmth emanating from the ground beneath his feet. As he approaches the heart of the island, the vegetation grows thicker. In a clearing, Maui finds Te Fiti. Her enormous form, covered in moss and flowers, resembles a sleeping goddess. His eyes are drawn to her chest, where a soft, pulsing light reveals the location of her heart. Time seems to stand still as Maui approaches. He can hear his own heartbeat pounding in rhythm with the glowing essence before him. With trembling hands, he reaches out. The moment his fingers touch the heart, a surge of power courses through him. In one swift motion, he plucks it from its resting place. The consequences are immediate and terrifying. The ground shakes violently, and the once lush paradise begins to wither. Maui clutches the heart tightly and runs, dodging falling trees and crumbling earth. He leaps into his canoe, pushing off from the shore as the island collapses behind him. As Maui sails away, the weight of his actions settles over him. The heart pulses in his hand, a reminder of the immense power he now possesses, and the terrible price he's paid. This is only the beginning of a journey that will test him in ways he never imagined. The sky darkens as Maui flees with the heart of Te Fiti, his canoe cutting through choppy waves. A rumble echoes across the sea. The air grows thick with heat. Maui glances back to see Te Ka, the lava monster, emerging from the crumbling remains of Te Fiti's paradise. Its body glows with molten fury, steam hissing as it touches the water. Maui steers his canoe through treacherous waters, trying to outrun the enraged creature. Te Ka hurls flaming projectiles, each one sizzling as it strikes the ocean surface. Maui dodges and weaves, his heart pounding. The natural world reacts to the conflict. Storm clouds gather, flashing with lightning. The sea churns violently, waves growing to monstrous heights. Gripping his magical fishhook, Maui transforms into a giant hawk, soaring high above the waves. Te Ka swipes at him with massive fiery claws. The air crackles with heat, singeing Maui's feathers as he narrowly evades each attack. He spots a faint glow in the monster's chest, the place where Te Fiti's heart should be. Their fight leaves a trail of destruction. Islands crumble as Te Ka's fury shakes the earth. The ocean boils where lava meets water, creating plumes of scalding steam. Maui feels his strength waning, the constant transformations taking their toll. In a final, desperate move, Maui flies directly at Te Ka, aiming for the glowing spot on its chest. But as he nears his target, Te Ka's massive hand swats him from the sky. Maui plummets towards the rolling sea, the heart slipping from his grasp. With a sickening splash, both the heart and his cracked fishhook disappear beneath the waves. Maui surfaces, gasping for air. He watches helplessly as Te Ka retreats to the remnants of Te Fiti's island. The storm subsides, but an unnatural darkness lingers on the horizon. Maui floats in the calm waters, the weight of his actions settling over him. He has lost both the heart of Te Fiti and his magical fishhook, the source of his powers. Days later, Maui finds himself washed up on a tiny, desolate island. This is his punishment, his banishment for disturbing the balance of creation. As he looks out at the darkening world, he wonders how far the consequences of his actions will spread, and if there's any way to make things right. Maui opens his eyes to the endless expanse of ocean stretching to the horizon. The sun rises, painting the sky in soft pinks and golds. He sits up slowly, sand clinging to his skin as he surveys his tiny island prison. The beauty of the dawn has long since lost its charm for the exiled demigod. He walks to the water's edge, letting the cool waves lap at his feet. Maui's once powerful frame has grown lean from years of meager sustenance. His magical fishhook, the source of his shape-shifting abilities, lies somewhere at the bottom of the sea. Without it, he feels incomplete. As the years stretch into centuries, Maui observes the subtle changes in the world around him. New species of fish appear in the lagoon, and the shoreline slowly shifts as the tides ebb and flow. He watches the stars wheel overhead, marking the passage of time. To pass the endless days, Maui tells stories to the creatures that share his island. Tiny crabs that scuttle across the sand, seabirds that nest in the palms. He recounts his adventures, embellishing them with each retelling. Sometimes he imagines he can hear the voice of the gods who raised him, carried on the wind that ruffles his hair. Hope, long buried in Maui's heart, begins to stir as he notices signs of the world beyond his island. Debris from far-off lands occasionally washes up on his shore. Strange tools, fragments of boats unlike any he's seen before. He collects these treasures, arranging them carefully in the sand, imagining the lives of those who might have created them. Maui wonders if the humans he once sought to help still remember his name, or if he has faded into legend. He thinks of the great feats he once accomplished, slowing the sun, pulling up islands from the sea, and a familiar ache settles in his chest. One day, as Maui sits watching on the horizon as he has done countless times before, he notices something different. A speck appears, growing larger as it approaches. His heart races as he realizes it's a boat, unlike any he's ever seen, with strange white sails billowing in the wind. Could this be the end of his exile? As the vessel draws nearer, Maui stands tall, ready to face whatever comes next. He takes a deep breath, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. Perhaps, after 1,000 years, the world has need of a hero once again. As the mysterious vessel approaches, Maui watches with a mix of curiosity and wariness. Its design is unlike anything he's seen before, with a curved hull and a sail that catches the wind like a bird's wing. A young woman stands at the helm, her dark hair blowing in the sea breeze. The boat reaches the shore, and the woman jumps into the shallow water, pulling it onto the sand. Her eyes widen as they land on Maui. "I found you," she says, her voice filled with awe and determination. "I'm Moana. I've come to take you back. The world needs you, Maui." Maui feels a flicker of his old pride, quickly extinguished by the weight of his exile. "The world doesn't need me," he says, turning away. "I can't help you." But Moana is persistent. She follows him, explaining the dire situation that has befallen her people and the entire ocean. As Moana speaks, Maui listens despite himself. She tells of a creeping darkness spreading across the sea, of fish disappearing and crops failing. "The world is dying," she says, "and it all began when he stole the heart of Te Fiti." Maui feels the old guilt rising in his chest. "My powers are gone," Maui insists, his voice rough with emotion. He holds up his arms, showing the faded tattoos that once moved with a life of their own. Moana looks at him with sympathy, but her determination doesn't waver. "You're more than just your powers," she says softly. "You're Maui, demigod of the wind and sea, hero to all." Her words stir something in him, a long dormant spark of the hero he once was. As the day wears on, Maui finds himself drawn into Moana's quest. He tells her of his magical fishhook, lost in the depths of the ocean. Without it, he explains, he can't shapeshift or perform his legendary feats of strength. Moana listens, her mind working. "Then we'll find it," she says simply. Maui can't help but smile at her optimism. As the sun begins to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Maui feels a shift within himself. The thought of venturing out into the world again both terrifies and excites him. He looks at Moana, this brave young woman who sailed across the ocean to find him, and makes his decision. "All right," he says, his voice quiet but firm. "I'll come with you. We'll try to make things right." Moana's face lights up with a smile, and for the first time in 1,000 years, Maui feels a glimmer of hope. As they prepare to leave the island, Maui knows that great challenges lie ahead, but with Moana by his side, he's ready to face whatever the ocean may bring. Maui and Moana set sail into the vast ocean, the horizon stretching endlessly before them. The soft breeze carries a scent of salt and adventure. Maui feels a mixture of excitement and trepidation as he grips the oar, his muscles remembering the familiar motions of seafaring. As they journey, Maui finds himself opening up to Moana. He shares stories of his past adventures, his voice growing animated as he recounts tales of shaping islands and battling sea monsters. Moana listens intently, her eyes wide with wonder. In turn, she tells him of her people, of the rich traditions that have sustained them for generations. Maui realizes how much the world has changed during his exile, and how much has remained the same. Their quest leads them to the realm of Tamatoa, a giant coconut crab with a penchant for shiny treasures. As they face this formidable foe, Maui must confront his own insecurities. He struggles to remember the hero he once was, doubt gnawing at his resolve. But Moana's unwavering faith in him gives Maui the strength to persevere. With each challenge they overcome, Maui feels a part of himself awakening. The tattoos that tell the story of his deeds begin to stir, coming to life once more. He finds himself laughing more freely, the weight of 1,000 years of solitude slowly lifting from his shoulders. As they near their final confrontation with Te Kā, Maui's heart races with a mix of fear and anticipation. He knows the stakes are higher than ever before. The fate of the entire world rests on their success. Maui looks at Moana, seeing the same determination reflected in her eyes. Together, they sail towards their destiny, ready to face whatever lies ahead. In the heart of battle, as fire and steam swirl around them, Maui makes a crucial realization. He understands that true heroism is about doing what's right for others. With this newfound wisdom, he plays a pivotal role in restoring Te Fiti's heart, bringing life and balance back to the world. As the dust settles and the world begins to heal, Maui feels a profound sense of peace. He knows his journey of redemption is far from over, but for the first time in 1,000 years, he looks to the future with hope. Maui stands on a lush hillside, taking in the restored world before him. The air carries a sweet scent of tropical flowers, and birds sing in the distance. He breathes deeply, feeling a sense of peace wash over him. The tattoos on his skin seem to glow, each one a reminder of the lessons he's learned. Maui smiles, his eyes scanning the horizon. On the beach below, children play in the sand, their laughter carried on the breeze. A conch shell's call echoes across the island, signaling new adventures ahead. Maui feels a familiar thrill, now tempered by wisdom and humility. He begins to make his way down the hillside, ready to embrace whatever challenges await. When he walks, Maui reflects on the journey that brought him here and the countless stories yet to unfold. The island, once in peril, now thrives with renewed life. He knows his legend will continue, not as a demigod seeking praise, but as a protector of the world he's come to cherish.